Welcome to Fabulous Feasts. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Fabulous Feasts is all about empowerment. It's about empowering you to make better food choices. Let's face it, the foods that you choose to eat are going to drive your metabolism and drive your health. It all goes back to what Hippocrates said. Let medicine be thy food and let food be thy medicine. So choose foods that are nutrient dense. Choose foods that are going to decrease chronic low-grade inflammation, because inflammation drives disease. It drives pain. Any itis or osis is inflammation. Diverticulosis, neuritis, even Alzheimer's is inflammation. You can reduce your risk for chronic low-grade inflammation with food. And that's what Fabulous Feast is all about. Choosing healthy foods that are nutrient-dense and anti-inflammatory. Today's show is going to be about a recipe of my parents. It was vinegar peppers with pork chops, and we're going to pair it with some greens. And not just a little greens. We're going to pair it with garlicky Brussels sprouts and sautéed greens. Remember, you need 5 to 7 servings of vegetables a day. So it's not about the protein. It's not about the pasta. It's not about the bread. It's about the veggies. You need the vegetables. That's why we're going to have 2 different greens with our portion of protein, plus a salad. And everybody knows my salads have a minimum of 3 colors. Why? Because I want to eat the rainbow. I want to eat all the different colors, yellow, red, purple, white, whatever color you can get in your vegetation, put it in your salad, because each different colored food has different nutrient value. And that's where you get your vitamins. That's where you get your minerals. You know, people come to the office for lots of reasons, but basically, you know, look, I'm a chiropractic doctor. That's my training. But what you need to understand is chiropractic is not a technique. It's not the chiropractic adjustment. That's one thing that we do in our office. Chiropractic it's an approach to health and wellness that is no drugs, no surgery, lifestyle-oriented, diet-oriented, and yes, we use our hands. We use manipulative procedures to relieve aches and pains and get the mechanics, restore the function of the body. All right? So chiropractic, especially the way I approach it, is drugless healthcare. Now, if you need medication, if you need drugs, if you need surgery, I will definitely not only refer you to a provider, I'll make sure you get the care you need if I orchestrated that referral. That's my job. And that's why people come to our office, and that's why I tell my patients, come here first. Call, ask us first if you're looking for a natural, drugless, low-tech intervention in restoring your health. And if it can be done, maybe I have the answer. And if it can't, I'll help you find the answer, whether it's low-tech or high-tech. So a little sidebar about chiropractic and how I got into this. I got into this because I love food, but I've realized eating appropriately helped my health. It kept me alive. You know, my brother died of the same heart condition that I had, and I survived. Why did I survive? Because I was on an anti-inflammatory diet. It is that simple. He was vegetarian, all right? So it wasn't just about being vegetarian, it was about being anti-inflammatory. So I've digressed a little bit. We think a little bit differently. I think a little bit differently. I get a little fired up when I do stuff. Why? Because it's important to me to share my information with you. Ask me questions. I want you to take charge of your health. Eat right, exercise, take adjustments, get enough rest, pray. It's so important because look, I'm getting to that point in my life where I see what I could have done a little bit better. And now I want you to know that because you don't have to wait. You can invest in your 401k of health today. Today you can invest in your 401k of health. So pork chops, This is what my mom used to make for us when we were kids. It was great. A little salt and pepper. Today, pork is much better than it was years ago. It's much leaner. They are now sustainably raising pork, so you can look for pork that's raised in open pens, that's fed appropriate foods and not the scraps and the junk, okay? So look for sustainably raised pork, minimally processed, no hormones, it's out there. Pork does not have a lot of fat, like I said today, and we don't want to overcook this. We want to sear it real quick. So I got a hot pan with a little bit of olive oil, and boom, pork chop goes right in there. I like the pork chop with the bone on it. If you like boneless, that's okay. But remember, you got to get them in the pan. Pan's got to be hot. Sear them on both sides. Then we're going to add some vinegar peppers, and that's going to be the dish. When I was a kid, we would eat this with a loaf of bread, and maybe mom would make some mashed potatoes. You know, grains are pro-inflammatory, so we're not going to talk about having this with grains. But what we are going to do to give it a little bit of a sense of a grain is use some spaghetti squash. So I cooked the paschetti. I cooked the paschetti squash. I already cooked the spaghetti squash. I roasted it earlier today, 400 degrees, just a half hour, because I want it a little firm, because we're going to put it in with the pork. So I don't want it cooked all the way, you know, to a mush. Cut it in half, put it on a baking sheet with some parchment so it doesn't pick up any of the flavors of the baking sheet. And 400 degrees, half hour. All right? Just plain, nothing else on it. And just scrape it out like that. This has got, usually these pans aren't quite hot enough. This one's got to be a little hotter. So as that's going, I'm just going to take the spaghetti squash out. So as you're thinking about what's this guy going to do, I want you to think about what's important to you when it comes to your health and wellness. What are your goals? Do you have fitness goals? Do you have longevity goals? Do you have sports performance goals? Do you want to just get a good night's sleep? I don't know. Do you just want to feel better? We have what's called a return to function practice in my office. See, now these are going to be great for my stock. I save all of this. I put it in a pan, all my scraps for my vegetables. I put them in a pan. I boil it for a couple hours, and I have vegetable stock. So if I need it for my dishes, you know, I can use, it's ready to go. So, you know, what's important to you? You got to start thinking about what your goals are, and that's how you structure what's important. In our office, we have a return to function practice, which means most people come in because nice little sear, that's what we want, and don't want to cook them through because then they'll get tough. So what are people's goals? Usually they want to get back to something. Work, golf, taking care of the kids. You know what, I love it, is when someone comes to the office, let's just say on a Wednesday, and we don't work weekends anymore, and they have an issue, a neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, whatever it is. And well, how long have you had this? Oh, a little while, a couple of months, 6 months. It's been there a little while. It's been bugging me, not too bad. All right, we look at them. And, well, why did you come in today? Well, on Friday, on Saturday, like in 2 days, I'm going on vacation, and I want to feel well for vacation. Come on, guys. If you want to feel well for vacation, don't you want to feel well every day? Right? It's normal headache. It's normal back pain. It's normal elbow pain. No, it's not normal. Just because you're used to it, that doesn't mean it's normal. So don't buy into that. So I get a kick out of that when that happens. So anyway, almost just seared them up real quick. So we have a return to function practice. We get people back to doing what they want to do. Research has shown that patients who strive towards improving the ability to maintain or do what they want to do, that focus in on their ability to do things. They're called functional biomarkers, functional deficits. How long you can stand, how long you can sit, how fast you can run, right? How your stretching is, your mobility, you know, flexibility, endurance, or strength biomarkers, they're called. Patients who track those do better than patients who get focused in on, oh my gosh, doc, is it my disc? Oh my gosh, doc, is it my meniscus? Is it that tendon that always goes out on me, out of the groove? People are focused on what's called a pathoanatomical diagnosis, focused in on the pathology, which is what medicine does. Oh, you have bone on bone. That's bad. You're going to need a replacement. Oh, heck. You might need a replacement, but it's not about bone on bone. It's about the joint doesn't move right. Let's get the joint to move right. Once the joint moves right, you have function. Function's what's important, and that's how we practice, and that's what chiropractic's all about. So I get a little fired up when I talk about that because it's important to me. And I don't know how I can make anything important to you. I can just show you what I do here with my food. You have to choose to want to eat this way. But if I get excited about it, maybe you will too. Pork chops are seared. That's all I want. Vinegar peppers, not hot cherry peppers. These are called sweet peppers in the store. They look like the hot cherry peppers, but they don't say hot. They say sweet peppers. And if you notice, they're not the sliced ones. The sliced ones aren't vinegar peppers. They won't say vinegar peppers. Those go right in with the lid and lower it to the point where the fire is still on. And then in a moment, I'm going to take the spaghetti squash, put it on the top, and then it'll absorb the flavor of the vinegar peppers and the cherry, and I'm going to put a sprig of my fresh oregano. And that'll be done. And then we're going to start one of the two greens that we're going to pair it with. I need an extra hand here. Where's my sous chef? I need an extra hand. Ah, it smells beautiful. So as a kid, we wouldn't have my mom would serve that up with some potatoes and bread. God, we'd eat it with a ton of good Italian bread with the crust. Ugh. Anyway, every now and then I have a piece of bread. But I don't have it, I'm going to need that to plate. I don't have it as part of a staple. It's the grain-based diet that's the problem. It's not grains by themselves are pro-inflammatory, but when you just have a little bit, not a big deal. But if you have a grain-based diet where you're eating a ton of grains, yeah, that's a problem, all right? I got some spaghetti squash in here. We're not allowed to have spaghetti squash in this dish, because over here we're going to have first of our greens that we're going to pair with our pork chops with vinegar peppers. And it's going to be some just sweated down spinach and beet greens. I think those are a really good combination. We're going to have some golden beets with our salad today. I also had red beets in the house, and both of the greens, the red and green beet greens, are with the spinach. Now, it's springtime, so we're getting organic spinach, so I'm able to buy fresh organic spinach, which is great. Remember, where your food is sourced is very important. Where your supplements are sourced is very important, okay? And, you know, it comes with these pretty long stalks. So you can eat the stalks, there's nothing wrong with it, but I take the stalks off, okay? You can still eat them, but when you saute it down, I really like to keep the leaves. I think it gives it a much better texture. And the same thing with the beet greens, okay? I cut away most of the stalk and just try to keep the beet greens, all right? It just cooks much better, and the whole dish is more cohesive, so to speak. So, olive oil. This is going to get some garlic. Gotta have a little bit of garlic. Not a lot, just a little bit. Hot flame, that's all it takes. It's already, you don't want the garlic to brown. And then right away, get those babies in there. Pinch of salt. If you're a cayenne red pepper person, you can put a little red pepper in there. And this will sweat down very quickly. And that's it. Just coat them real quick. My wife likes to char this a little. Hey, a couple got away. Put them back in there. We're not going to let them get away. We eat everything here. By the way, those sticks, I use them when I make my sticks, the stalks. I'll save those for my vegetable stock. You know, it's so easy. Cover this up. It's going to be ready in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to use this burner for the next dish. Didn't fall on the floor. Fell on my clean cutting board. But you know, look, you gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. If you're not having fun, you know, life's too short, guys. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself. You gotta be able to laugh with other people. And yeah, you gotta have fun. It is that simple. So these are gonna sweat down. We're gonna have those as one of our vegetables today. The other vegetable we're going to make is going to be some Brussels sprouts, very garlicky. So, and then we're going to tie it all together. So it's all good about lots of greens. And greens are also where you get a lot of your fiber. So as you get a lot of fiber, that keeps you moving. People think they have to get their fiber from oat bran cereal, right? No, you don't have to get it from oat bran cereal or your grains. Whew, I'm all fogged up. Oh, that smells good. Vegetation is full of fiber, right? Look, if you're thinking about improving your intestinal health, if you got your gut is not working right, you have digestive issues, constipation, gas, bloating, the easiest thing for your body to digest and process is steamed vegetables. All right? Now you need protein. So the easiest proteins to digest are light things, fish, chicken perhaps. I would stay away from other meats. Go to a plant-based protein or something like a whey protein. All right, those are easily absorbed. How does this look? Oh, beautiful. Nah, that's just gonna hang out. Just let all that flavor marinate and grow together in here. So that's where you start, all right? This is just about where we want it. How much can you cook your spinach and your beet greens? As much as you want. I like my veggies a little on the firmer side, so I'm not going to sweat them down too much. But sometimes I bring them down to the fairly mushy, shall we say. So you want to improve that intestinal health. You can start with vegetables, make sure you get some protein, but you need to look at getting things moving in your gut. And your vegetables are also high in prebiotic fiber, right? So that prebiotic fiber is what feeds the good bacteria in your gut. And speaking of the bacteria in your gut, where they talk about taking probiotics, taking a probiotic is a good choice. I think that's a good idea. Here's my bowl. However, different companies put different strains of probiotics in their formulas. So a lot of times what I recommend is people cycle through 2 or 3 different companies of probiotics to find out if a certain one works well for them and to get all the different strains of probiotics that are available out there. So that's a good suggestion if you are taking a probiotic. I'm going to leave the fire on. And here are the sautéed greens. Amazing how much it cooked down, isn't it? Now we're going to get ready for the garlicky Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are in the cruciferous, I don't know if I said that right, family. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, right? They all are high cauliflower in agents that are really good for detoxification of your liver, all right? Really helps with liver health. There's a couple of different pathways, they're called, that liver processes chemicals to flush your, cleanse your blood. Your liver is like your, blood purifiers, like your filter, all right? And there's two different processes, conjugation processes of detoxification. So you want a healthy liver. So that's why it's important to get the Brussels sprouts, to get the broccoli, to get the other greens in there, the cruciferous vegetables, all right? So hit those hard. They can be raw, they can be steamed. Broccoli, the nutrient value actually comes out a little bit better if you cook it. But that's why we're gonna hit the Brussels sprouts. And we're gonna use garlic with them today as well. Other good agents to help with detoxification that are natural: dandelion, milk thistle, really good for the liver as well. Dandelion's good for your kidneys. Burdock, good for the kidneys. Herbs, okay? These are all things that Standard Process puts in their detoxification shake. They put it all together and they use a whey protein. You've heard me talk about it before. But the Standard Process Detox Balance, juniper berries, also good for the kidneys. See, by stimulating the kidneys, by stimulating the liver, by stimulating the bowels, it helps your body flush out normal metabolic waste products, and it helps you flush out the toxins in our environment, the toxins in our food. Did you know that there's over 1,000 identified chemicals in our food system that are EDC, environmental disruptive chemicals? Yeah, over 1,000. And we know they are, did I say it right? Endocrine disruptive chemicals, EDCs. They throw off your endocrine system, your hormonal balance, not just male and female hormones, things like sleep, all right? Cortisol, melatonin, that's done, all right? So, what did I just do? I got my pan hot. I had coconut oil. All right, usually I'm using extra virgin olive oil, all right? EVO, extra virgin olive oil. This dish, we give coconut oil. It's gonna give it a little bit different flavor. Coconut oil is a good oil. Fats aren't bad. Bad fats are bad. What are bad fats? Bad fats, corn oil, canola oil, soybean oil, peanut oil, hydrogenated oils. Those are bad fats. Coconut oil is a high flash point, which means I can cook a little bit hotter. So get that going, just translucent with the garlic. Then we have our Brussels sprouts, chopped up kind of fine, because we want to get a nice, more of a mash. You know, when I was a kid, my mom added some salt and pepper to taste, and then we have a little glaze we're going to add. My mom made a version of this. It was one of the few things I didn't like. Was Brussels sprouts with garlic and beets. And now I eat them both all the time. Go figure, all right? So, I'm gonna use this relatively hot pan. Brussels sprouts, coconut oil. Get those spun around a little bit. Get it all mixed up. We're going to sweeten this a little bit. See, Brussels sprouts, right? They're a little bitter, right? Dandelions, a little bitter, all right? So let's sweeten it up a little bit. We're going to add some apple cider vinegar and honey and a little bit of water, and that'll sweat down. So this is already mixed. It's apple cider vinegar and honey. About a tablespoon of each. A little bit of water, because this is not going to throw off a lot of fluid, right? So you got to add a little fluid so the Brussels sprouts will cook. While that's doing that, This is already cooked, so we can take the lid off of that. Wow, that smells great. This is Italian comfort food with a twist, guys. Pork chop. For the people that don't want to give up their pasta, you got spaghetti squash, vinegar pepper. Get a little bit of, and this is just au jus from the pork and just a little bit from the vinegar pepper, okay? Not that much. So is that. Some sautéed greens, and guess what? Let's see if our Brussels sprouts are ready. Look at that. Nice. Okay, let's check the Brussels sprouts here. Ooh, nice. A good char on the bottom. That's the way we like our Brussels sprouts in the house. If you don't like the little bit of char on them, we'll take them off before they get done. But here are our garlicky Brussels sprouts. They go right next to our sautéed spinach with our spaghetti squash and vinegar pork chop. Of course, you gotta have it with a salad, right guys? Oh, here's my, see, I'll use this to make stock. I'll put this in a pot with a bunch of water and I'll make stock out of it. Easy to make your own stock, guys. So, the salad today, let's go with some arugula. I have some carrots that are red, or purple rather, rainbow carrots. We have some regular carrots, some golden roasted beet. So be creative, guys. Color in your salad. And tomato. The tomatoes just came in so fresh. Ugh, I love it. So be creative in your salad. Be creative with your health. Make the choices that are going to get you to where you want to be. So, sautéed spinach, beet greens. Arugula salad with roasted beets, tomatoes, and carrots. Garlicky Brussels sprouts. Ooh, nice. Great for the liver. Spaghetti squash. Gee, spaghetti squash doesn't taste like much. Kind of like cauliflower. You could have used one of my cauliflower steaks with this recipe too. And picks up the flavor of the vinegar pepper. Pork chop, you sear it, and then you put it on a low flame, gets cooked. But it's so tender. Ah, there you have it, guys. Fabulous feast. From my house to yours. Pork chops, vinegar peppers, salad, anti-inflammatory, nutrient dense. Think about what you want to do with your health and ask me questions. You never know. If I don't have the answer, I'll find it for you. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Thanks for being with me today. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the show. Any questions, just reach out, shoot me a comment, give me a call. Have a great day.